We're here in Guildford on the hunt for potentially the last in-store Inesis package set there is in the entire UK. Really hope this place has it. Guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. Simon in Guildford outside potentially the last decathlon that has one of these package sets. Not only package sets, just any kind of golf club. So you might have seen my last video, just overall in store, and you can still get this stuff online, still limited stock. But in terms of in-store, and I like the idea of in-store where you can just walk in, actually see the clubs, feel the clubs before you actually go and buy it. And it won't always be the case. There'll be a lot more stock in the future that you can go in one of these places and actually be able to touch it, feel it, and then potentially purchase it. But the idea is I'm going to buy these today if they have them, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm actually going to give them away to one of you as well. So subscribe, like, notifications, comment down below, you know the business, and then I will pick a comment in 2 days, 3 days, and I'll send these out to one of you. Be a beginner. If you're an advanced player, let's be honest, you're not going to need these. But if you're a beginner, started this year, I'd like the thought of sending these out to one of you. Let's get in there. Let's go and see if they do have some stock, any stock, one stock of this package set. And we're going to hit them, try them, test them, and I'll give you my full thoughts on, well, let's be honest, £20 a club, £22 a club, 7 clubs, £169. Are they any good value? I was definitely getting worried, and lo and behold, in the corner by itself, the last one potentially in the UK in store, we got one. And the best bit about it, it's on promotion. Now it does look like someone's had a little ganders already inside, so I just definitely want to double check that everything's in here. Putter, driver, hybrid and woods. I think we're good, boys. I think it's all there. What a result. Right then, there's only one thing for it. Well, there's a few things to note with this set. Number one, size 2. That's important. If you're going to go and buy the set online, go for the size 2 option. I believe it's 78.5 centimeters, like floor to wrist. So if you put your wrist by your side and measure that upwards, and if it's above 78.5, then you need size 2. Graphite shafts in here, don't turn your nose up for graphite shafts at the end of the day. If you find a great set, a great deal, especially in these times, and you're on limited supply, i.e. using granddad's wooden, hickory, whatever, graphite will more than suffice. It's actually going to give you a bit more forgiveness because vibrations don't travel up graphite as much, as well as it's a bit more lightweight. There are pros and cons. You'll outgrow this set potentially quicker, but at the same time, I still can play half decent golf with this. Any good golfer will be able to still play half decent golf with this. So yes, you might have to trade out the irons quicker, but £20 a club, 149 for me. Okay, online it's a tiny bit more expensive, but let's say £22 a club. That is good, especially if you're getting a wood and a hybrid and a putter in that deal. You've seen the putters, you've seen the woods, you've seen the hybrids online at the moment. We're talking TaylorMade R7 hybrid, battered, going for £50. Whereas this one, I know I haven't hit it, but it's not going to be 50% worse. Again, the irons, the putter, the driver, just general good value, and that's why I'm actually really excited that we've picked up something like that. I was indeed right. 149, got it in the promotion. What an absolute deal, considering I was going to have to buy them regardless for this video. So I just saved myself 20 quid. Can't grumble at that. Well, I think we all know why I'm back here. Who would have thought they're still on the shelf? Let's get them. Really? You're saying this is, mind you, to be fair, we're almost matching.
I know.
So firstly, before we get into this review, I have to say thank you for supporting the last video. Obviously 2,000 likes for me to get an outfit that basically matches the shot tracer perfectly. I couldn't quite believe how well they match, and all the comments, like, support on the most recent videos has been exceptional. So a lot more of these kind of videos to come. The Inesis package set 149, which obviously I got in store as a bit of a promotion, which I was really happy with, but 169 that you can get these online for. And what I want to do is break down each of the clubs, talk about the good points, the bad points, and who this set is realistically for. The set itself, aesthetically, I think it's fantastic. It's almost like a cross between like the Ping G410 and PXG drivers. They've done very well, and I noticed this with the 500 series as well, as aesthetically, they've hit the nail on the head. They've taken all the good, best looking clubs on the market that people like the look of, and they've copied it to the T, and I think that was a very smart decision. Now, when it comes down to the feel and sound and quality, this is a £149 package set, so you are going to feel light. It is going to sound tinny, but performance-wise, what really surprised me through this set is the woods were far superior than I thought they were going to be. Every package set or cheap set I've tried in the past, the woods is always what lets it down, and this still sounds and feels, I'm talking about the drive and the rescue, sounds and feels lightweight and cheap. But in terms of performance, out the middle, ball speed, distance, I was really happy with. Now, yes, they did all go very high. Yes, this whole set is completely catered for that beginner, but I can't knock it down for that, because that's exactly what this set is built for. When we move into the irons, again, we're just met with this level of comfortability, spade-like looking, high bounce, forgiving clubs. And again, I can't really knock the irons for themselves. I was missing another 4 of them in the bag, especially the distance that I hit them, and that's kind of what let me down through these 9 holes, is that I would have needed a 5 iron, a 6 iron, a 7 iron, 8 iron, 9 iron, and a wedge. But potentially for someone that's just starting this game, when they're looking to get into the game, let's be honest, how many times is someone going to really hit the 6 iron much further on average than the 7 iron? 9 times out of 10, the 7 iron goes further because it has the more loft, it has the shorter length shaft. So overall, from the upper end of the bag, we're talking woods, hybrids, and irons. This gives you everything that you need. I shot 4 over through 9 holes with this set, and it wasn't the higher end of the bag that typically let me down. The thing that did let me down, and I noticed this quite a lot from, let's say, the level that I'm at, playing the game for 10 odd years, is when we started to get down to the lower end of the bag. We're talking the chip shots, the pitch shots, the bunker shots, and then eventually obviously moving into the putting, which I was very surprised with, because typically when you're thinking about cheap package sets, you're thinking surely they can at least put something together in the low end of the bag and struggle with the R&D marketing, graphite, all the components that goes into making a high-end driver. The thing that let this set down was the wedge area and the putter, for me, potentially. This set has a 6-7 iron combined, an 8-9-9 combined, so they're 2 different clubs. It then has a pitching wedge and a sand wedge with very similar bounce and, let's say, loft profiles. I mean, both of them are there geared bump and run, and that's exactly what this was. If I had loads of green to work with, loads of fringe to work with, not a problem. Bump and run all day long, and by all means, if you're starting this game, that is what we're wanting to do. Get the ball rolling as quickly as possible. But for those deeper lies, the ones that I had to get out of the bunkers, the ones that I had to hit, let's say, a cute flop shot, which again isn't necessarily for the beginner, there just wasn't for the versatility. That being said, I think they could have really done with just the pitching wedge and then having more of that kind of Vokey-esque wedge. Maybe a bit less bounce, maybe a bit more loft, because ultimately, not help, I should say, the beginners of growing out of this set too quickly. The putter. I could not get on with a putter. I don't ever rarely talk about bad putters, and I could easily say this is my technique, but my putting's been phenomenal recently, the strength of my game, and I could honestly tell the difference between this and, let's say, an Odyssey 2-ball putter from 10 years ago. This thing was very tinny, no feedback, different levels of power depending on where you hit off the face. And I think that's where we come on design, tungsten weights, R&D, you name it. When you hit a decent putter nowadays, I'm talking over the last 10 years, with a good manufacturer behind them, no matter if you hit it at the middle, the heel or the toe, you're gonna get a good amount of distance. I honestly could not tell you how fast or how slow it was gonna come off this putter face. I have to rate this package set 8.5 out of 10 because it ticks so many boxes for the value it is in the climate that we are. There are disadvantages of the lower end of the bag, but if you know me and you've watched my channel, having a disadvantage, not necessarily having all the right equipment from the get-go, only makes you hone your skill more, practice more, and when you get to that point and you get to add a few more clubs, you'll then reap the benefit. Guys, if you like this video, leave it a like. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you guys later.